Hey everybody, today I have a homeschool haul. Some of it's for homeschool, but it's all art supplies. And they're either for our homeschool or for me to use because I enjoy creating in my free time. So the first thing I'll show you is right here. These are actually for my kids when we're doing painting or something multimedia where we might not be finishing it all in one sitting, or we need to easily move it to like dry or something like that. I got these sketch and carry boards. They can tape their like paper that they're using, like with painter's tape. They can paint it on there, and then when these need to be put away, it can just be either set in another part of our kitchen, like if it's watercolor or something to dry, or it can be turned upright and slid next to a bookshelf or something until we're ready to pull it out again. But these were a good size. They're 13 by 17, and yeah, I don't know that they're typically used for painting, but we're going to use them that way. So anyway, yeah, I got two of those, and they have a clip here and then a little carrying handle. So those will be a fun addition. The next thing I got is this 4-pack of Faber-Castell kneaded erasers. We needed some kneaded erasers. So I thought this was good being a 4-pack. We can each use one. My daughter's going to be moving into, she just finished a comic arts book for art, and she's going to be moving into a drawing book, and so I thought she really does not like all the fuzzies that come off of our current erasers, and I just think these work really well for drawing without taking off too much of your paper and whatnot. So I grabbed a set of those. All right, next we have been using oil pastels lately. We've been doing let me grab it here. This is Creative Form Drawing Book. And so we've been doing this just as part of our group work in the morning, and I wanted to use oil pastels for it. So we've been going, using we only have one set, and we've been using them pretty hard. So I decided to get a different set or more of them so we could each have our own. I don't love oil pastels, but I'm trying to like get over my dislike for them. And so this is helping, but I decided to try maybe a slightly better brand. I did a little research, and the Pastel brand was supposed to be pretty decent. I already opened this one, as you can see. So yeah, I picked up 3 of these so that we could each have one during that time. I picked up this set of, what do you call these? Like fountain pens. I was watching Jill at the Patterson Homeschool Academy, and she does a lot of her writing with this type of pen. Hers are nicer than this, but I've seen them used a lot in different art projects, and so I've kind of been interested in trying them. So I just picked up this Pilot set because it's cheap, and I don't know if I'll really get any use out of them, but I was actually doing some reading that they're actually they're good for people who have trouble writing for long periods of time, or like you don't tire, your hand doesn't tire as easily. So I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I thought these might be good for my kids to try as well. So this has a black, a blue, and a purple. And yeah, so I will likely use the black and then give my kids the blue and the purple, but I thought I'd give those a try. I'm going to add those to my art, or I'm going to add the black one to my art cart. Which actually I will show you at the end of this video. I don't know if I've shown it before, but I have my personal art cart that I use I call it an art cart, but just anything I use to kind of feed my creativity, I kind of have on my own separate cart so I can pull it out and spend time with it in the evenings. But anyway, I plan to put the black one on there, and I will give the blue and purple probably to my kids. I also got some watercolor supplies, more for me than for my kids, but that's okay. When they see me doing art and being creative, it really does, I think, influence them in a positive way. They're very creative kids, but they're sometimes afraid to do things like watercolor or, you know, these are not their favorite thing to work with, but they're experimenting and trying new things because they're seeing me do it. So yeah, anyway, it all relates is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so the first thing I picked up is this Watercolor Palette. This is for like the tube watercolors, and I have been wanting something like this for a while. This one is by Mr. Pen. The reviews on it were really good, and it's airtight. So you can put your, squeeze your tube watercolors in here and then close it up and come back to them later. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. And then I guess the next two things are watercolor related, but they are related to me wanting to kind of stretch myself and challenge myself to do watercolor outside of my house, like to go to a coffee shop and sit and do some watercolor and, maybe take my daughter and, do a little book discussion and do some watercolor. So I picked myself up just this little small watercolor art book, sketchbook, whatever you want to call it. And I thought maybe if I do this for a little bit, my daughter might become interested and I could get one for her too. But I'm just starting with one for myself. And I like the color, and I like that it has this little band on it to close it, if I can get it untwisted. Anyway, so I picked that up. And then lastly, this is probably my favorite thing in the whole haul. I wanted a smaller watercolor set, like a travel set. And I have, let me show you. I have this one. This is pretty small in comparison, but I bought this one at the beginning of our school year. You can see it is very well used, and I do like it a lot. But I just wanted something maybe a little smaller that was just for, that I just used if I was out of the house. And I do also have this one, which is a travel set as well. But again, it's got a lot to it, and I just wanted something really kind of small and simple. So I decided to try this one. Again, the reviews are really good. And look how cute it is. Look how tiny that is. So it's, definitely smaller than that one. Let me open it up. So it has this, I like that it shows kind of the colors on here. And then it gives you a water, a brush that you can fill with water. And then it also gives you, can I get it out? A little kind of travel brush as well. So I'm kind of excited to try that. Maybe I will try it later in this video. We will see. But anyway, that is my entire art supply haul. And like I said, some of it's for homeschool and some of it is just for me, but it all somehow comes back to affect my kids in some way, shape, or form. So I thought I'd share it all with you. And now I thought I would just show you my little art cart, and then maybe we'll try out that little watercolor set. All right, so let's check out. All right, so here is my art cart. It's just one of those 3-tier carts. And I keep, like on the top here, I have, this is a big colored pencil set. And then I have a big set of watercolor color pencils. And then I have just like some of my paper, and these are little canvases. I got like a Bob Ross kids painting set, and those came from there. Just some other painting projects and some books and things. I have like some little stencils that I use if I'm doing any, what do you call it? Like bullet journaling stuff. I have a new sketchbook that I haven't started yet. This is kind of like a journal that I don't use right now, but would like to. This is my current sketchbook, art book. I'll show you that. And then this is my Erin Condren little petite, kind of, what are those called? The little petite folio journals. It's kind of like a traveler's notebook. They all kind of fit in there with these little bands. So I keep that there. And then on the next shelf, I keep a lot of paints. I have these acrylic paints that I got with my Bob Ross set, so I keep those there. This is a little tray for mixing like watercolors that I got as part of a set. I have some paint palettes and a little measuring thing that I use sometimes. It's for sewing, but I use it when I'm drawing sometimes. This is a little travel water cup, and then my little painting towel that I have stained up, so it's permanently my art cart towel. I have a little jar that I use for my water when I am watercoloring, and then in this little container I have my tube watercolors there. And then on the bottom, I just keep other creative things that I'm wanting to try. This is one of those Woobles crochet kits. I've got an embroidery set down here. There's more crochet stuff because I'm trying to learn to crochet. And then it's just other like washi tape is in there and other little bits and bobs. This is like a purse, but I found it at the thrift store. It was missing its strap, and I thought it was so cute, and that I could keep something artsy in there, like sewing supplies or something. So I don't have anything in that yet. And then on the ends of it, I keep these little bins that hook on. These are from IKEA. I've had them for a really long time. So I just keep my paintbrushes in one, and this has some of my watercolors in it. And then I have two on the other side. I keep some drawing pencils and these Micron pens and erasers, and there's like a pencil sharpener in there somewhere. And then this is just a miscellaneous. I've got some tape I use for watercolor. This is my little Canon printer. There's some of the refill pages for that. So that's everything that I have on there, and that's all just for me. My kids are not allowed to touch it. I mean, sometimes I'll share if they really need something, but I will get it off the cart. So that's what my art cart looks like. I just recently rearranged it. I also used to have this big thing of alcohol markers on it, but I really don't use these a ton. I've been really focused more on watercolor and more like pen and ink and things like that lately. So this was taking up like a whole shelf of my cart. So I'm gonna put these somewhere else and my kids can use these too. I also have these grabby acrylic markers. These are the worst markers I've ever bought. So don't believe all of those videos that you see from Grabby, unless I just got a bad set, but 10 out of 10 would not recommend those markers. So anyway, I also have that, but it's not on my cart. I gotta find a new home for it. And then this is my current sketchbook, which I think I've shown some things in here before, but this cover actually, one day I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna let my kids play around with watercolor and try to teach them just some different techniques in a very like laid back way. And so we just made like some doodle lines on a piece of watercolor paper, and then the different shapes it made, we just did different watercolor techniques, and it was okay. But I had one kid who was very stressed out because they did not like how theirs turned out, and they were very upset about it. And so I went into mine with a Sharpie and started making designs on it and showing them, you know, that you could turn it into something. You know, we don't always like our finished product. The whole point of this that it was not supposed to be this piece of fine art at the end. It was really just a way to test out some techniques in a fun way. But anyway, I was trying to show them kind of in this style of beautiful oops that you could go in and make it something that you liked. So I ended up really liking mine at the end, so I just laminated it and made it the cover to my sketchbook. So again, I've showed a lot of this stuff, but I've been working through some of the Mark Kistler drawing books lately, so I've got just some fun little sketches in here from that. And let's see what maybe I haven't shown before. I've shown that. These are some, oh, I think I showed this, but these are some other watercolors that I've done recently. I really like both those two. This one got a little wonky there, but that's okay. These were drawings from the Mark Kistler book, and I decided to see if I could watercolor them and make them look all right. This was a friend came over and wanted to learn to do some watercolors, so we found a video and did this ice cream cone. This is, I was trying to draw my mom's childhood home and watercolor it, and this was kind of like my trial one. There's a lot of mistakes in it, and I want to redo like a nicer one for her, but this one I just decided to cut out and put in my scrapbook, or not a scrapbook. I kind of treat this like a scrapbook, but I don't know why I cut things out and put them in, but that's just how I do it. Let's see, these are some other ones. I've been interested in doing like little houses and things. And these are just YouTube tutorials. This was about different ways of shading in watercolor. And then this is just some of my stuff that I've been doing with the kids when we've been working through that form drawing book. And then I've been doing these peppers, which this was my first one and I do not like it. So then I tried a second one and it's better, but I still don't love it. So I thought maybe by the time I get to green or yellow, I'll get one that I feel is done properly. And then I just, you know, sometimes do some doodling. This was a fountain pen book that I gotten from the library. I was looking for books on like pen and ink drawing, and the one that came in was actually for a fountain pen. But anyway, I just took some of the ideas and used my micron pens, and then there's just more stuff from with my kids. So that's what my sketchbook looks like. Now let's test out that watercolors. All right, this is gonna be at a weird angle, but we will give it a try. I should tape this down, huh? All right, so we have that red color. Let's try this orange. All right, that was fun. I like how they work. I think they'll be good. I thought that maybe I would try this around them or do some detail work. This is not waterproof though, so you have to wait till after your watercolors are dry. If you have like a micron pen, you can go in and do it before you paint. But anyway, we'll see if my paper is dry enough to do this. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.